And then let's get it all clean, hold, then we'll go in.
And then if you can, once you've done that, then you can start reading it.
I haven't got the others. I haven't got
I don't need all of those. All that you don't need. That's fine. I just need. It's a 17th century Gothic period horror. It's about a young woman who's about to be executed for being a witch, and she's saved by a mysterious woman who takes her back to a priory, who takes her back there for penance. That she feels that this woman kind of collects fallen women, whether they be witches, prostitutes, any kind of fallen women, and she takes them in to help her take care of the sick and the dying, to serve penance. And it's there that we find, in this priory, there's something more there.
When I first read the script, I loved the fact that firstly it was period, so I've not done anything period before, and that it's a horror set in that time. I've never done a horror before either, so and that she's the hero, and she's not conventional, she's sort of an outsider, and I always love an underdog story.
It's a very contemporary take on quite a classic kind of structured horror film. Quite different from your normal, teenagers trapped in a wood, slice and dice kind of thing. It's very classy, very sort of stylized, very extraordinary visual effects, lots of gore towards the end. Paul lays in the blood further down the line, and it's a real roller coaster at the end.
It's very creepy and a lot of scary moments. There's a lot of tension and what's going on and she's bad or she's good. It's a lot of that. But then we have Paul Hyett. Yes, we have some gore. Gore.
We did specific push up while you were doing.
Paul gave me the project a little while ago, it was a couple of years ago. We made the seasoning house together, and I've known Paul for 20 years before that. He's a seasoned professional prosthetics artist. We got on very well, we're like old mates basically, and he wanted me to produce it. I protect his creative vision quite heavily. I allow him to get away with things that other producers might not.
Being working with Paul on the mic together is very nice because as they know each other from the seasoning house, then they make jokes all the time, and I feel like another guy with them. All the jokes is very guyish. Then I really enjoy and I'm very happy.
I think when you make a movie and you have a great experience with an actor, and you connect and you collaborate really well, it's like it's like a crew member where you have a good director of photography that does a great job and you collaborate well with them, or a great makeup designer that you collaborate with well. It's the same with actors. If you find people that you work with really well and really good at their craft, you enjoy working with them, how you collaborate, how you develop characters, the process on set, whether you have to spend 6, 7, 8 weeks with them, from developing a character to being on set, to working out scenes, to blocking out scenes, to making it all come to life. It's really important to keep those relationships, I feel.
It's been a really relentless, bloody, dirty, runny, by that I mean like running around, not like ill, shoot. But I've loved working with Paul, and I hope we get to work together again actually, because I feel like we've got a really great vibe. We sort of know, I feel like I know what he's going to say, and I feel like he knows what I'm going to say before we say it. It's great.
Emily,
Yeah?
I'll give you a cue for your line.
Do you have Persephone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shall I start moving on it?
Exactly. So let's get him all clean, then we will cut. Let do 5 minutes, then get him back in. No smooching, pretend smooch, jump out. He's got his midlet. I think you learn, every set you're on, you learn something new. Whether you learn in Something Like on a Descent, when Neil was great, you learned a lot about how to do things. There's other movies that weren't very good, and you learn how not to do things. I think every experience you have, you learn something new. So, you know, I think having, you know, 80 films under my belt, each one of those films I've kind of learnt something. So it's an invaluable experience, I think.
Shooting on location is always an obstacle. Shooting in protected buildings that are Grade 1 listed is always a big obstacle. We have special bats here that are protected, so that's you know, that's constrained our ability to be able to shoot in certain places. For example, just using smoke and using a candle is classed as a special effect in these buildings that we're at. So we don't have the freedom as you would normally have on a contemporary picture, you know, and it's expensive for a low-budget film, which is, you know, this is relatively low budget. That's caused strain on our small budget, that we've had to have quite a highly paid ecologist come in to make sure the bats are protected and you know, and we don't set fire to the place and burn down a historic monument.
I found the Welsh weather quite challenging, I have to say. There was a weekend about 2 weeks ago where I thought I was going to get hypothermia. So we were shooting outside and it was just like a hurricane. But actually looking back, it's all fun. It was hilarious though. You know, for that shooting, that's what happens when you make a film in December in Wales.
We are in the end of the shoot, as you know, and mentally it's very inspirational to do the next film and the next film. My body feels knocked, but because I'm so happy that I can keep going.
That's brilliant. So you've got loads of enthusiasm still.
Yes, I am, because I'm very happy. Every day when I see the every shot, it's like a dream come true, and all the actors, they are just perfect for the role. I will not change any of them. Then I have a big smile on my face all the time.
Dearest Persephone.
Catherine.
It is not the Catherine you know. Well, if it isn't my saviour.
What has happened to you?
My knight. My prince. Where were you when I needed you most? When I was vulnerable and I was frightened?
I'm so sorry. I didn't know what was happening here. I did not understand. Please, forgive me.
Shh. No matter. My need of you is greater now.
Fight. Cut. Cut. Can I just get the first bit down just a bit wider there for a moment?
Yeah, let's go.